Hello there everyone, my name is Crazy Caleb and welcome to Forget Me Maybe. So this is the way the module looks. It looks like Forget Me Not, but as you can see, a bunch of random occurrences, the stage will pop up at random times. So Forget Me Maybe is a blue Forget Me Not in this case, and that's an 8 and 2, okay? And as you can see, this module is essentially triggering at random times. Each random interval between 45 to 60 seconds, a stage will be generated. However, for tweaks, oh wait, the next number to the next stage. Okay. However, I've tweaked this so that we get a new stage each 10 to 15 seconds. This obviously can be changed between the user's mod settings. This is going to be found in tweaks. But for this example, I'm going to be using 10 to 15 seconds. It normally will be 45 to 60 seconds as the default. And the audio cue that you'll hear there will be happening and it will give a stage. So, we're going to go over some rules here, and as you can see, I'm noting down these stages as they are appearing, because all of these will be relevant once we solve all non-ignored modules. So, let's get right into this. So I'm going to start solving this loop over, and I'm going to continue noting down stages, and then we'll get into how the actual solving process works, because this actually is quite simple to do. It's really not that hard, and it's very similar to a lot of Forget Me Not and Forget Me Now rules. Alright, so 7 to 1. So let's just get through this real quick. I'm going to get a lot of stages here, so I'm going to just try and rush through this thing. F, B, H, 8 to 9, yep. I, K, L, yep, 9 to 7. M, N, P, Q, R, S, nice. 10 is a 6. Okay, now let's do this. Echo, Juliet, Oscar, where's the Tango? Okay, 11 is a 0. We have uniform, we've got the whiskey, we need this. Okay, stage 12 is an 8. And now, it should be the next queue that we get. Yes, here we go. Since that was timed, like that solve and that queue was timed really like close together, it gave me a second to actually get the stage. Thank you for that, by the way, Quinn. So now, as you can see, what we have here is we have these little dashes here, and there's 12 of them, so that represents how many stages we actually had here. And now what we need to do is we need to calculate an input into this module, and this actually is quite simple to do. So, we're going to be calculating a series of digits. There's going to be the first digit, the second digit, and any other digits. It's pretty straightforward, and it's very similar to Forget Me Not. However, there are different rules here. So, what happens here is we're going to be getting a value from each of these individual sections here, and we're going to be adding the displayed digits to the corresponding digit gain from the table below, and record the least significant digit in total. In this case, you're simply going to be recording the ones position. If it was ever, for example, 17, you would simply record 7. And if it's just 7, you record 7. So let's continue. So for our first digit here, what we're going to get here from the table here is we're going to take the sum of the digits in the serial number, and let's take a look. We have 2 plus 1 plus 6. We've got 2 plus 1 plus 6. So we got 2 plus 1 plus 6 is going to give us a total of 9. Now, in cases where if it happens to be more than one digit, in this case if it was 13, there's going to be these two conditions that are going to apply here. If there are an even number of batteries, we're going to take the most significant digit. Otherwise, we're going to take the least significant digit. In this case, if there were an even number of batteries, which in this example there is not, we're going to take the least significant digit, which in this case represents the 3 instead of the 1. Very important to note down. So, but in this case, we only have one significant digit. The 9 in this example is the most and least significant here. So we're going to be getting 9 from this table. Now what we're going to do is we're now going to add 9 to 8. 9 plus 8 is going to give us what? That is going to give us 17 as a total. So we're going to use 7 as our answer. Okay. Next up for the second digit here, we're going to take the total number of solvable modules, and this includes itself. Very important to note down, this is indeed technically a solvable module, considering that you can solve it. This does include the module itself as well. So in this case, we have 2 solvable modules. And this is really easy to do. As you can see, it's going to be taking the most or least significant digit based off of these rules here. Odd number of ports. We do not have that. It's going to be least significant. We happen to have the exact same case as we did last time, where it's only 1 digit long, where it's only 2. So we're going to be taking the least significant digit. It doesn't matter. However, in cases with bigger bombs, you're definitely going to need to check that out for the most or least significant digit. So that's what we're going to be looking at. So we get the number of 2. In this case, we're going to add 2 plus 2 is going to give us a total of 4 here. And that's going to be our second submission. Now we're going to get into the any other digits here. If either of the previous 2 numbers is a 0, in this example, no, not yet. If both of the previous 2 digits are even, no, not yet. Otherwise, take the previous 2 calculated digits, sum them together, and take the least significant digit from it. So for those of you who are familiar with Forget Me Now, this is going to look like a very similar rule, especially for the otherwise case. In this case, this is going to be very similar to this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take the 7 and the 4 together. We're going to take the least significant digit, which in this case is a 1, and we're going to add it to the next digit. In this case, that would give us 3 plus 1 is going to be 4. That's the way that this works. Now we actually do have 2 evens here. We're going to take the least significant digit of the sum of ports and indicators, and in this case, it's going to be likely just 1 digit. So ports and indicators, we actually only have 1. So in this case, we're going to get 2 from that. We're going to get the exact same case, so we're going to add 1, so that in this case it's going to give us a 2. We're going to add 1 to this, and that's going to give us the 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Because we don't have any ports, and we only have 1 indicator. In this case, the sum of the ports and indicators is only 1. So now we have 2 plus 1 is going to be 3. We're going to add that 3 to the 1 here. That's going to give us a 4. We're going to add 1 plus 4. That's going to give us a total of 5 here. That's going to be doing a 5 plus 9. So 5 plus 9, that's going to give us 14. We're only going to record the least significant digit, in this case, 4. Next up, we have 7. 7, in this case, we have 2 evens. It's going to be taking the least significant digit of the sum of ports and indicators. We only had 1 indicator, so we're going to be adding 1 to the 7 here. It's going to be 8. We're going to add 1 to the next one. That's going to be 6 plus 1 is 7. 8 plus 7 is going to be a total of what? 8 plus 7 is going to get us 15. We're going to add the least significant digit to this. In this case, 0 plus 5 is going to give us 5. Now, if you happen to get zeros, you're going to simply just take the least significant digit of the alphabetic position of the first letter in the serial number. If we ever happen to get that case, we would have Tango here, which is a 20. We would simply not be adding anything. That would just be the best case that you can get here, because Tango is 20 in the position of the alphabet. And the least significant digit of this is actually a 0. So that's kind of nice. But for our last example here, we have 7 plus 5, which in this case is going to give us a total of 12. And we're going to add 2 to this, 2 to the 8 here, and that's going to give us a final result of 0. We just barely missed the 0 rule here. So now what we simply need to do is input this answer into the module here, and then we can solve it. So we've got 744.
Here we go.
22, 144, 87, and finally 50.
We did it, Reddit.
And just like that, we did it, Reddit, indeed. So that's all that there really is to this module. The catch with this is that it is not guaranteed to have it's not a guaranteed stage count. You can obviously take a lot longer on some stages or on some modules here, but calculating the stages is easy enough. It works similar to Amnesia. However, with Amnesia, it would solve, I believe, it's either 40 or 50% of the way through. Let me actually check that. Amnesia. It is, I want to say 50%. If more than 50% on the modules are solved, yep. So that's what we're going to look at here. So we would, and in this case, it's going to wait until the end, but it will keep posing a serious threat between these ranges of 45 to 60. Obviously, you can edit those the way that you want them to. For this tutorial, I'm getting as many stages as I can to demonstrate how this mod actually works, so that's why I have it on 10 to 15. So let's take a look at one final example, and we shall be done here. It's really simple to do. Just make sure you understand the concept of least significant and most significant digits. You should be fine. I'm confident in you guys being able to solve this. So let's take a look at one more example here. Yeah, it's not guaranteed by the amount of solvable modules on here, the stage count rather. It is just however long you take for these guys. So that's going to be what we're looking at. Okay, we're probably going to get less stages this time around, just as a heads up. And already we're starting here, so we've got stage 1s and 8. I can click the mouse here. There we go. F, G, H, I. 2 is a 4. Yep. J, K, okay, L, M, where's the N? There it is. Okay, we have a 0, first 3, 9, alright, P, Q, R, S, so 4 is a 4, yep. So then let's do the E, J, O case, so E, J, O, T, there we go. Now let's do U, V, bring it down, 5 is a 0, W, X, here, let's, yes, alright, stage 6 is a 0, and now we can solve this mod, and just like that, we're good to go. So it gives you a second, obviously, and then it enters into submission. Okay, let's take a look here. So we're going to take the sum of the digits in the serial number, which in this case we have 9 plus 6. Okay, this is actually going to be important, because we get a total of 15. Now, if there are an even number of batteries, which in this case there is not, so we're going to be taking the least significant digit here, and we're going to add 5 to this number here. So 5 plus 8 is going to give us a total of 13. We're going to take the least significant digit, which is a 3. So, next up, solvable modules. 2 once again. We're just simply going to be adding 2 to this case, but make sure that if you happen to have a bomb with bigger stuff, absolutely pay attention to these positions. Otherwise, we're simply going to be adding 2. That's going to give us 6 for this one. And now we're going to get into the fun part. So, 3 plus 6 is, these two are both different. These two are both different parities, and at least one is odd, technically speaking. So now we're going to add 3 plus 6 is going to be 9. It is the least significant digit, so we're going to do 0 plus 9 is going to be 9. Now 6 plus 5, 6 plus 9 rather, is going to be 15. We're going to take the least significant digit of that, and that's going to be that's going to be 5. 5 plus 4 is going to be 9. 9 plus 9 is going to be 18. 18 is simply going to make us take the 8 here. 8 plus 0 is going to be 8, simple as that. And finally, for our last stage, 9 plus 8 is going to be 17, and we're going to just add 7 to our 0. That's that. So 3, 6, 9.
Here we go!
9, 8, 7.
We did it, Reddit.
And just like that is a solved module. Easy peasy. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to stay crazy, stay cool, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.